occurred in full public glare seem to point in that direction. Yes, the capital city has witnessed horrific crimes, especially against women, many times in the past too. But the increasing lawlessness and breakdown of law and order that we are witnessing now is quite terrifying. In the last 24 hours alone, 3 chilling murders have rocked the capital. In one case, 2 sisters, Pinky and Jyoti, were shot dead by unidentified men in the Ambedkar Basti area of RK Puram neighborhood in Delhi. This happened on Sunday morning. The police say the men had come looking for the women's brother to settle a money dispute. The women reportedly were shot while they were trying to prevent the attackers from kidnapping their brother. In another incident, Nikhil Chauhan, a 19-year-old student of Delhi University, was stabbed to death outside Aryabhatta College in the Anand Niketan area. Reports say Nikhil had earlier had an altercation with another student who had allegedly misbehaved with his girlfriend. The police say a group of 4 to 5 men came on bikes and stabbed Nikhil in the chest. CCTV footage captured near the college has surfaced online. It purportedly shows the accused escaping on 2 scooters and a bike. Some arrests have been made in both these cases. Just last month, a young girl in the Sharad dairy area was stabbed over 20 times and bludgeoned to death with a cement slab, allegedly by a former boyfriend. She sustained 34 injury marks on her body and her skull was ruptured. All this happened in the presence of close to a dozen bystanders. The list goes on. Predictably, following the latest murders, a political war has erupted between the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi and the BJP, with Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal saying the Delhi police who report to the BJP-led central government have completely failed to check crimes in the city. He says, had the law and order situation been under the AAP dispensation instead of the Lieutenant Governor, Delhi would have been the safest. The question simply is, just why is Delhi becoming an increasingly unsafe place for its residents?
क्या हुआ था रात में? तुम थी यहाँ पे जब हुआ?
नहीं, हम यहाँ नहीं रहते।
कहाँ थी?
हम यहाँ नहीं रहते। यहाँ ना रहते।
वो यहाँ आई हुई थी या फिर यहीं रहती?
नहीं, मामा ने फोन करा था, मम्मा आई थी।
मम्मी आई थी।
मामा ने बुलाया था?
हाँ।
अच्छा, वैसे गर्मियों में?
नहीं, मामा ने बोला था मामा की लड़ाई हो गई है।
अच्छा।
तो मम्मी आई थी।
मम्मी आई थी, मुनीर खराब आई थी।
हाँ।
मुनीर खराब है।
घर वैसे मुनीर का है?
हाँ।
मुनीर खराब है।
अच्छा, तो क्या हुआ था फिर रात में? कुछ बताया मामा ने या फिर किसी को?
नहीं।
हुआ क्या था? कौन लोग थे, जानते हो उनको? मामा कहाँ है?
मामा नहीं पता हमें।
सर रात में ये 3 बजे की बात है। 3 बजे ये बंदे आए थे, ये केड़ी कॉलोनी के हैं। तो रात में आए तो ललित भाई के घर पे ईंट पत्थर मारे। लोहे का दरवाजा लगा हुआ है, क्योंकि अड़ोसी पड़ोसी तो सब जग जाएंगे, क्योंकि ईंट पत्थर दूर से पड़ेगा। तो फिर वो ईंट पत्थर मारने के बाद रोड ले रखा था, दरवाजा भी तोड़ा। वो तोड़ने के बाद 7-8 बंदे थे, वो फिर चले गए। जाने के बाद फिर 10-15 मिनट के बाद फिर आए वो 4 बजे के बीच में। 4 बजे के बीच में आए तो यहीं पे ललित भाई खड़े हैं, पिंकी है खड़ी, ज्योति भी खड़ी है और भी यहाँ के पड़ोसी सारे हैं। वो आए बंदे, यहाँ पे गोली चलाने लगे। कोई बात न हुई। हाँ जी। 2 लोगों की है, एक का नाम पिंकी है, एक का नाम ज्योति है। वो दोनों सिस्टर हैं दोनों।
RK पुरम थाने में एक PCR कॉल मिली है गोली चलने की। तो मौके पे लोकल स्टाफ पहुंचे थे, वहाँ 2 महिला की गोली चली है। जो इंजर्ड महिला को हॉस्पिटल में शिफ्ट किया गया। वहाँ जब हॉस्पिटल में भी हमें इनकी फैमिली से बात करने और कंप्लेंट लेने के बाद हमको पता चला क्या इशू है। तो इस मामले में हमने अभी तक 3 लोगों को अरेस्ट कर लिया है, अर्जुन, एक माइकल और एक देव। बाकी फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है।
लाशों पर राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए। ये आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता केजरीवाल की घिनौनी सोच है और वो कोशिश करते हैं कि एलजी के साथ स्कोर सेट किया जाए। पुलिस की बात है तो एलजी साहब छोड़िए, आपके पास पुलिस पंजाब के अंदर आपकी पार्टी की सरकार के पास है। वहां आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार है। रोज माफिया, गैंगवार, अपहरण, हत्याएं, उसकी कहानियों की चर्चा सभी अखबारों में दिन दिहाड़े हो रही है। अपना गिरेबान जाके
मेरा लड़का यहाँ आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज में पढ़ता था। सुबह 12 बजे मेरे पास फ़ोन आया दिन में, आज तुम्हारे लड़के को चाकू मार दिया है। हम यहाँ पहुँचे, जब तक वो मृत हो चुका था।
क्या नाम था बेटे का?
बेटे का नाम था निखिल चौहान।
अच्छा, क्या पता चला, क्या हुआ था, क्यों चाकू मारा?
पिछले हफ्ते झगड़ा हुआ था किसी लड़के से। आज वो लड़के ने 6-7 बंदे बुलवा रखे थे, उन्हीं बंदों ने चाकू मार दिया।
निखिल क्या कौन से कोर्स में पढ़ता था, क्या उम्र था?
निखिल की उम्र थी 19 साल, 18 प्लस थी, और BA उसमें पढ़ता था, BA इसमें, BA स्कूल में।
पता चला कि शायद जो है निखिल की
गर्लफ्रेंड की नहीं थी, कोई यार दोस्त था, उसका झगड़ा था जिसमें वो बीच में बोला, इस वजह से उसके साथ ये हादसा हुआ है।
पुलिस से क्या पता चला आपको?
पुलिस ने अभी कुछ बताया नहीं है।
अभी बॉडी कहाँ है?
अभी बॉडी सफदरजंग हॉस्पिटल में है, सुबह पोस्टमार्टम होगा जब मिलेगी।
निखिल कितने भाई बहन हैं?
निखिल तीन भाई थे।
अच्छा,
बीच वाला था।
अच्छा।
एक बड़ा एक छोटा है, वो बीच में था।
तो आप क्या मांगते हैं?
हम चाहते हैं वो जल्द से जल्द बंदे पकड़े जाएं वो।
अच्छा, अब साउथ कैंपस थाने में है?
हाँ, साउथ कैंपस थाने में है।
पुलिस का कैसा रिस्पॉन्स है?
पुलिस अभी उन जो बच्चे लाए थे उन्हें हॉस्पिटल लाए थे, उनसे पूछताछ हो रही है अभी।
कल संडे 18 तारीख को दोपहर में 1:30 बजे PS साउथ कैंपस की एक PCR कॉल मिली है। चरकपालिका हॉस्पिटल से एक एमएलसी के साथ में आई है PCR कॉल, जिसमें एक व्यक्ति को चाकू लगी हुई है, वो आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज से आया हो। जब पुलिस हम वहाँ पहुँचे, हमको पता चला एक निखिल चौहान नाम के एक फर्स्ट ईयर की स्टूडेंट है, स्कूल ऑफ ओपन लर्निंग की, उसकी चाकू लगी थी। जब हमने फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन इसमें किया है, उसमें पता चला था एक हफ्ते के पहले निखिल चौहान और दूसरे साइड में एक राहुल और यश है, ये दोनों ग्रुप के बीच में किसी बात के लिए झगड़ा हुआ। उस झगड़ा की रिवेंज लेने के लिए कल वापस ये राहुल, यश और बाकी लोग थे इसमें आए और निखिल चौहान के साथ में झगड़ा हुआ। इस वजह से इनकी चाकू भी लगी है। अभी हमने इसमें 2 गिरफ्तार कर लिया है, जो राहुल है और उसके साथ में एक और दोस्त जो एसोसिएट है हारून है, उसको अभी अरेस्ट कर लिया है। बाकी भी हमने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया, बाकी को भी हम अरेस्ट करेंगे।
Well, so as I said, the national capital has been rocked by 3 murders in just the last 24 hours. What is going on? Why is Delhi becoming increasingly unsafe for its residents? Let's introduce our guest. Joining me on the show is Ellen Rao, former DCP, Delhi Police, Reena Gupta, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party. We're also hoping to be joined by BJP spokesperson Rajesh Sharma in a moment. Ellen Roy, let me start with you. Ellen Rao, I beg your pardon. So you've served as a senior Delhi police officer earlier. Like I said, this is obviously not the first time that we've seen horrific crimes being reported in the national capital. But the frequency and the nature of these crimes certainly seem to be very worrying, given what we've seen in the very recent past. You know, if you take the case of the latest 3 murders that have occurred in just the last 24 hours, it would almost seem as if there is utter lawlessness on the streets of India's capital and nobody seems to be accountable. How do you view this situation, sir, as a former cop?
Yes, Nehari, good afternoon to you and to your viewers. Certainly, it's a gruesome murder case, is no doubt in that, and everybody has to be very serious about all these things, why it is happening. But let me be very clear about it. Murder cases are not preventable by the police, not at all. It's only a fear of law must be there in the mind of the people who are committing such type of murders. This is not a street crime. This is a crime isolated. It can isolated crime. In this also there is some motive of there is some motive that some girl is behind this whole episode, and in this college, and 2 murder cases of that 2 sisters in RK area that also seems to be the some property dispute and all these things. So I mean to say the murder cases are always behind some motives, and that motive cannot be revealed to the police at all. Police is definitely responsible for any street crime like snatching, theft and other things which are affecting this common man. These murder cases are not affecting the common. No doubt that the common man is having a fear in their mind that there is lawlessness because of this seriousness of these cases. But definitely, police has done their job. They have arrested the persons in all the both these cases, and the investigation is going on. Evidence is being collected by the police. As you heard that DCP Southwest, he is clearly saying that he has arrested. That the police has arrested these persons, accused persons, and some remaining persons have been identified, and they will also be arrested. As per law, the action will be taken against them. Now, the necessity of the hour is that the investigation should be completed within stipulated time as soon as possible, and then trial should also start and it's finished also, so that the guilty person should be punished as soon as possible. Having this fact that the people will have their in mind fear of law, that if they do such type of crime, definitely they will be hanged, they will be getting the life punishment or hanging in such type of murder cases. So I think that speedy trial is more important, and quality of investigation by Delhi police is also very important in such type of cases. Obviously, saying that the law and order situation in Delhi because of these two cases, that is not, I am not acceptable there, because these cases are not as common like affecting the armed public, the general public. Definitely these are isolated cases, and more or less these are not preventable, because somebody has in mind having some motive. Definitely he will commit a crime within the walls of his house or somewhere else, and in college also, in this the murder case in college, that is something alarming, because in college how these weapons have been allowed to be taken inside the college premises or outside the college premises, and these persons having fight in previous also, past also, that should have been known to the police. Definitely those are things that if that earlier fight was reported to the police and police was unable to take action in that matter, then the police definitely is on fault. But in this case, I don't think that matter was reported to the police, and police was not aware of his earlier fight and which led to this murder of this 19 years old student in this case.
Okay, sir, I must confess, I'm surprised you say that these murders do not reflect lawlessness in the national capital. Murders cannot be prevented. Well, that can then be said about a lot of crimes. Why do we then have law enforcement agencies in the country? And I beg to disagree with you, sir. These are not isolated incidents as such, because it's not just those two sisters who were murdered over a financial dispute, or this Delhi University student who was obviously attacked in broad daylight outside his own college by 4 to 5 men. Even in the case of the Sharad dairy case, a woman was brutally stabbed 20 times and bludgeoned to death with a cement slab by a man in the presence of at least a dozen bystanders. And if this does not tell us that there is lawlessness in India's capital, then I don't know what does. And if there is no fear of the law, that is a problem. That means that law enforcement agencies have clearly failed to do their job. Reena Gupta, I beg your pardon, please come in here. There is no doubt that these incidents are, very concerning for the citizens of this city. But then every time something like this happens, what we witness is a war of words between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP. Mr. Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister and your party leader, has once again said that the Delhi police should be under the control of the Aam Aadmi Party government. Delhi in that case would have been the safest city in the country, but under the control of the Lieutenant Governor it is not. The BJP is once again accusing you and the Chief Minister of playing politics over murders. How would you respond?
If asking for good law and order, if asking for safety for women is politics, then yes, we want to do politics. It is high time. It's been more than 10 years since the Nirbhaya case, but nothing seems to have changed for the women of Delhi or the children or the citizens of Delhi. Every day, there are 2 rape cases in Delhi. Every year, 10,000 children in Delhi go missing. We don't know what happens to those missing children. Out of the 19 metropolitan cities in the country, Delhi is the most unsafe, and this is NCRB data. So for how long can we keep saying that this is politics? Safety for the citizens of Delhi, for the capital of the country, where we are saying mother of democracy, G20 and whatnot, if we can't even provide a safe environment for the citizens in Delhi, then as a nation, we are ashamed. And this is what we have been saying, that if the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, if Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, who's responsible for law and order, they cannot manage the law and order in Delhi, please transfer it to us. We'll be more than happy. What has happened is that the Lieutenant Governor's office is just being used for dirty politics. It is being used to stop the work of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, whereas his main responsibility is law and order. We never see him visiting any police stations. He never reviews the law and order situation. All he does is goes and inaugurates a school or a college that we have built. So as citizens of Delhi, as a mother living in Delhi, as a woman living in Delhi, I am very scared and I'm angry that how long can we continue to feel unsafe in the city? It is only because of all the CCTV cameras, the lakhs and lakhs of CCTV cameras that we've installed in Delhi, that some of these criminals actually get caught because they've been caught on CCTV camera. So why can't the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi take more interest in the law and order situation and make Delhi safe for all of us?
Okay, let me take this to BJP leader Rajesh Sharma, who's with us on the show. Rajesh Sharma, Reena Gupta of the Aam Aadmi Party is raising 2 points. She says that the primary job of the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi is to ensure the safety of the residents, because we know that the Delhi police do not report to the Aam Aadmi Party government. They report to the Lieutenant Governor, who represents the centre. She says instead of focusing on his real job, he is busy obstructing the Aam Aadmi Party government. That's point number one. Point number two, she says, you know, every time we ask questions of the BJP government and try to hold them accountable, they turn around and accuse us of playing politics. And if, you know, raising questions about the safety and security of the people of Delhi amounts to playing politics, then we will do so. Your response, Rajesh Sharma.
Basically, everyone knows the way Kejriwal, hypocrite, a liar, the way he used to do. We all had seen the advertisement before he came to power behind all the autos of Delhi, that Sheila Dikshit is playing the victim card, that they don't have police in their hand. But if we are given charge, we will ensure that none of the areas are left dead. Every place will be put under surveillance of camera. Every car will be put, every taxi will be put, every bus will be put, every auto will be put under surveillance of camera, as it is done in major big cities and capitals across the world. So we will be doing on that way, and definitely if everything is caught in camera, then actions will be taken and persons can be given proper, if the criminals have done any type of crime, they will be getting all the punishments, and definitely the crime rate will be coming down. Had every nook and corner of Delhi is put into camera or not? It is not. And what was told by him several times, he now gives excuses, using that same excuses for which he has charged Sheila Dikshit that time. So he has put all the money which he has got by excess GST collection, which was a center project. He has got huge amount of money. The revenue has increased drastically. But after the increase of revenue, he has given free electricity, free water. He has put most of that amount in advertisement. Everywhere we can see his face for dengue, for vaccination, for other things. So he tries to do hypocrisy. He is a great liar. I can say he has done whatever worst he can do to this capital. It has become worst, I can say. He promised that 500 government schools will be there, more
Rajesh Sharma ji, can I please remind you, sir, we are not talking about schools and hospitals. So we're talking about crime in the national capital.
I'm telling the crime rate is relating to drunkards, because the drinking persons, he has tried to make that everywhere the shops are open, it is given in one at half of the price, and lot of drunkards are there. So this had added to the criminal rates. The putting of cameras at every place. There cannot be a dead spot at a capital. This was totally a responsibility of the state government, which he has not done. He is a liar, he is a hypocrite.
Okay,
and
Rajesh
he
ji.
tries to play politics.
Okay.
Delhi,
Rajesh ji.
I with folded hand, I request them, they need to now please take care of the lights and ensure that safety of the lights is
Rajesh ji.
crime, and they should put every corner camera.
No, I will
at
come
least
to you.
earlier.
I will come to you, Reena, I promise. Rajesh
Sure.
ji, you are repeatedly calling Arvind Kejriwal a liar and a hypocrite. Now, both of you can go on attacking each other all you want. You've raised a question about CCTV cameras. I'll be happy to put that to Reena Gupta. But you've not answered the fundamental question that I raised and that the Aam Aadmi Party and many others are raising, that the Delhi police are answerable, sir, to the Home Ministry of this government, of the BJP-led central government. At the end of the day, sir, if the Delhi police fail to do their job, if there are more murders, rapes, other crimes against women happening in this city, if children are going missing every year in the thousands, and if the people of the national capital, sir, feel unsafe in their own city, then do you not believe that the Delhi police needs to be held accountable? And who do you think can hold Delhi police accountable, sir, if not the centre, if not the Home Ministry, if not the Lieutenant Governor? I'm happy to talk about cameras, but can you please address this?
Yeah, I am telling that same thing, that how you can, you go to Dubai. I lost a bag in a car in Dubai, but within 3 hours,
Arey sir, ab phir camera pe aa gaye. You are seriously telling me that there will be no crime in this country once we have cameras in every nook and corner? Cameras will eliminate crime. The Delhi police will not be required then.
Before his election, he promised that every bus, every taxi, every
Sir, आप
auto,
मेरे सवाल का भी तो जवाब दे
every
दीजिए.
bus, every surveillance of camera.
Every bus has camera.
सर मेरे सवाल का तो जवाब दे दीजिए आप एक बार.
Can I come in please now?
एक बार मेरे सवाल का भी तो जवाब दे दीजिए सर. दिल्ली पुलिस की
उनके पास कोई जवाब नहीं है, वो क्या जवाब देंगे?
अरे मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, दिल्ली पुलिस, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि दिल्ली पुलिस एक्शन लेकर के पकड़ रही है.
ना इनके प्रधानमंत्री के पास मणिपुर जल रहा है और वो जा रहे हैं विदेश में छुट्टियां मनाने. किसी के पास कोई जवाब नहीं है. राम भरोसे चल रहा है,
भगवान पूरे देश में घूम रहे. ये बातें मत करिए.
Okay. चलिए, Reena Gupta, you wanted to come in. I will let you come in, but please let's not talk over each other. We've heard you, Rajesh ji. We've heard you. Let Reena Gupta have her say. You've not answered my question about the accountability of the Delhi police and the Home Ministry, but you want Reena Gupta to respond to why every nook and corner of Delhi does not have cameras as was promised by Arvind Kejriwal. Reena Gupta, please go ahead.
So I don't think Rajesh ji knows Delhi very well. Every nook and corner of Delhi has a CCTV camera. Delhi has more CCTV cameras than London and New York put together. And that is the reason why some of these crimes have actually been solved. The Anjali case on New Year's Eve, the Sharad dairy case, all of this was caught on live CCTV camera. CCTV cameras that were put by Arvind Kejriwal, CCTV cameras that Bharatiya Janata Party tried their best to stop us from putting. But the problem is that in Delhi, there is no fear of the law. People know that they can do a crime and they can get away with it. They know that they can pay off here and there and not be held accountable. Half of these people involved in crime, like in the Anjali murder case, are actually lower level Bharatiya Janata Party politicians. And they are the ones who are creating this havoc in the city because they feel, हमारी home ministry है, हमारी सरकार है, हमें कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. And that is the reason why day by day they are becoming even more bold, and you are seeing a worsening law and order situation. We have been saying for a long time that if you cannot manage Delhi, imagine what an impression that this puts of the country in front of the whole world. When the Prime Minister is going to represent the country in America, what are the questions that are going to be asked? That is your capital safe for the travelers? The G20 meetings are happening in Delhi. Those representatives that are coming from all over the world, You know, when anybody applies for an Indian visa, they get an email saying that Delhi is one of the most unsafe cities in the world. The women travelers who come to India get an email from their embassies. Be careful, Delhi is not safe. Is this how we will become Vishwaguru? Is this how we will call ourselves mother of democracy? If we can't even make law and order good in the capital city of the country, I cannot imagine what is happening in other part of the country if we can't even make women safe in the capital of India. And the LG should resign, that we as women feel so unsafe. He has been ruling as Delhi LG for more than a year now. Can he tell us how many times he called a meeting, he reviewed law and order? We don't even hear a statement from the LG office.
Okay, why is the LG silent on these
robberies,
crimes? Okay, Reena ji, I will come back to you. Before I go back to Ellen Rao, before I go back to Ellen Rao, let's get a quick response from Rajesh ji. Rajesh ji, Reena Gupta says, you know, we talk about becoming a Vishwaguru. The Prime Minister is going to be in the US this week. We are hosting the G20 summit in September this year, right here in the national capital. World leaders are going to descend. The world's eyes are going to be on Delhi, and yet we have a situation where there is so much crime in this city that Delhi is now described as one of the unsafest cities in the world. Frankly, I care more about the residents of Delhi than about its international image. But please respond to what Reena Gupta is saying.
Definitely. I can say that we care for both, and care for both need to be taken. Hope you remember the riots which were done in Delhi by Aam Aadmi Party and his leader Tahir Hussain at just the time when the president of US was about to be here, and it was a planned thing. The way Somnath Bharti have been accused of rioting and all other things, their leaders have directly been involved in rioting. Their leaders have directly been involved in all type of criminal activities. And whatever was promised by Arvind Kejriwal, putting cameras, can you see marshals in the buses? No. Can you see CCTV camera in the buses? No. Can you see CCTV camera in the taxis as promised by him? No. Can you see Wi-Fi by which a person can complain immediately? No, no free Wi-Fi is available. So these all things were promised by Arvind Kejriwal. Everyone knows the way he plays, the way he does hypocrisy. I definitely take on account that police need to be even more proactive. Police need to be even catch persons who are of bad character and try to be more proactive. But police have always caught hold of all those persons. But their leaders have been involved in being involved in all type of writing, may it be CA time writing, may it be Jamia Nagar, may it be Tahir Hussain involved, and all type of riots which have been part of Delhi. Their leaders have directly got themselves involved. Even in Jahangirpuri, hands of their people have been in part of charge sheet, and even persons are behind bars. So he should not tell lie, as the leader always says. They should put every nook and corner under camera. I can say in Delhi is very high populated than other countries, other cities. He is comparing per capita. If we see per capita number of cameras are quite less. Delhi government, Delhi LG and the Home Ministry have already advised that they should be at par in per capita, not in area wise.
Okay, what about the role of the Delhi police, sir?
They need to compare.
We are back to talking about cameras.
And need to put that much of camera
sound
in all
as
taxi,
if
auto,
Rajesh
and
ji,
should not make Delhi a wine capital as it has been done by them.
Okay, you know, you sound as if cameras are alone going to fight crime in the city, and once we have, let's say we don't have enough cameras right now.
That's the most important way.
You sound like, Rajesh, I've heard you, now you're shouting. Now you're shouting,
you can punish
sir.
the person and crime rate comes down.
So can I
have seen
speak?
Everywhere that
Can
being
I
a successful model.
Okay, I'm the anchor of the show. Am I allowed to conduct the show? Am I allowed to speak on the show? You know, you're sounding as if once we have the number of cameras that you think we should have, we will not require the Delhi police anymore. Delhi will become Ram Rajya. That's how you make it sound. What about the failures of the Delhi police, sir? Can you at least address that for 1 minute?
more required, because that's the way you can punish those persons. You can prove their crime.
Okay, so you don't want to talk about the Delhi police. It's all about cameras and it's all about Wi-Fi. So I have tried my best, but it seems like I cannot get you to answer a single question about the role of the police. It's all about cameras, you are saying, and now you're bringing in Wi-Fi too. Okay,
cameras, Wi-Fi,
Reena Gupta. Okay, we've heard you, sir. It's all about cameras for you. It has nothing to do with the Delhi police and their failure. Reena Gupta, please respond. All about cameras. And then, of course, he's saying without Wi-Fi, how do you report a case? I'm not sure what Wi-Fi has to do with crime, but please go ahead and respond. Reena Gupta.
Because police statement is not admissible in court.
Can I speak now?
Captured in camera is admissible in court. So they can be punished.
Okay, go ahead. Reena ji.
So as I said, Delhi has lakhs and lakhs of CCTV camera. We have more CCTV cameras than London and New York, and I'm talking about per capita. Let me speak. You know, the problem is, you remember the Anjali case at the New Year's Eve. She called so many times. I mean, not she, sorry, the passerbys called so many times. Nobody answered the PCR van. You keep calling the PCR vans, they don't turn up. In this case, the PCR van, the police persons were drunk in the Anjali case. You ask anybody in Delhi, you know, even if you are living in areas that are called so-called posh areas of Delhi, you call the PCR van, nobody will turn up. This is the state of Delhi police. How will you solve these CCTV cameras? The reason some of these crimes have been solved is only because they were caught on CCTV cameras. And so, as usual, we know Bharatiya Janata Party and all its leaders will never take responsibility for anything. They have failed the people of Delhi, the women of Delhi, the children of Delhi. That 10 years after Nirbhaya, we are still discussing the same issues. For how long can this go on? Their LG should resign. We should get a new LG, somebody who's actually interested in taking care of law and order in Delhi. Otherwise, the people of Delhi are at the mercy of Ram Bharose, and we cannot be allowed, this cannot be allowed in the capital city of the country.
Okay, and now I need to bring in Ellen Rao, who's been listening to both the politicians very, very patiently for a long time. And Rajesh ji, just for your information, in the case of the Delhi University students' murder, I can tell you that there is CCTV footage that is not only available, but it is going viral on the social media. In the case of the Sharad dairy case, where that young woman was brutally stabbed to death and bludgeoned to death, there are visuals that went viral on the social media, following which the man was arrested. So yes, there were CCTV cameras available in these cases. That is how the footage was captured, how we saw the incident taking place, how everyone circulated those videos on the social media, and that's also how some of these killers were actually caught by the police. But I want to go back to the former cop on the show, Ellen Rao. At the end of the day, you know, yes, cameras are important, and yes, a lot of other things are crucial, but at the end of the day, it is all about policing. It's all about whether the police can inspire enough confidence in the residents of the city. But clearly in this city, people do not feel safe. Women do not feel safe. Reena Gupta says in multiple cases, like the Anjali case that happened on New Year's Eve, you have a situation where calls to PCRs and, you know, police helplines go unanswered. At the end of the day, sir, if there is going to be no fear of the law, then that will embolden more and more people to commit crime. You would have to agree with that, right, Mr. Rao?
Nehaji, yes, you are to some extent you are correct. But I must tell you about the policing. Police has, in Delhi police, has, not only in Delhi police, everywhere in police, everywhere in India, all state police has to three important roles. Number one, to maintain law and order situation in their area. Number one, that is called doing bandobast arrangements and VIP arrangement duties. Number two is more important, is prevention of crime. Its primary duty of the police is to prevent the crime happening before it happens. That is policing. That is real policing, I must say, because that can be solved with the more and more patrolling, more vigilance, responding to the PCR call more quickly, and all these things. That the crime can be prevented by the police if they are proactive policing. Number 3 is the detection of crime. Once the crime cannot be prevented, if the crime has happened, committed, then the police role is to detect that crime, to arrest the person, do the investigation, and send it to for the trial. Now comes to the fear of law. Fear of law among the people will definitely lessen when the accused are punished within very well time. And also, I am agreeing to you that the faith of people will be shaking by listening daily news that like the murder is being committed openly, like this in Balswa Dairy case. You are seeing in the screen that how brutally the person is killing that poor lady. And moreover, also the public also should cooperate with the police. Public should also help in preventing the crime. Like in this case, public is silent spectators only. They are just making video shoots, and they are not preventing him. They could not have courage to apprehend this person before he could commit this crime. So there are multiple factors to gain the public public interest or public confidence among the police. Definitely, police also should be proactive, and then they should have more interaction with the public. They should seek more help from them, and so many. I'm coming to the camera also. No doubt in the Aap Aadmi Party has installed so many cameras, and definitely they are helpful in detecting the crime. Most of the crimes have been detected with the help of cameras. But if we say that if there are no cameras, the crime cannot be committed, definitely camera is only a tool of investigation, that is helping the investigation, arresting the persons, all these things. But if there are no camera, do you think that if, at the time when there were no cameras, the crime was not being committed? Yes, definitely crime was committed. So we must, without any blame gaming like the political parties, that we should concentrate, we should do some combined effort with the help of public, and all the parties should rise above the board, and they, instead of finding faults in each other, they will be not helping anything else. So we must coordinate with each other and start finding the ways and means to prevent the crime, to gain the confidence of public among the police and the state, because after all the law and order problem or the preventing all the crime is responsibility of the police. So I must say that the police is also required to do some more efforts to gain confidence among the public, so that these stories cannot be stated that the Delhi is not safe and all these things. So this is the prime duty of police as well as public, as well as all the political parties. Even the MLAs of this Aam Aadmi Party, there are so many MLAs in Delhi. They should also interact with the police, and the public cooperation should be sought among with their efforts, so that with combined efforts of both the parties, BJP and Aam Aadmi Party, and with the police, the crime can be prevented, and that the confidence among the people of Delhi should not shake, and that should be increased by doing all these things.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Reena Gupta, Rajesh Sharma and Ellen Rao, thank you very much for joining us to discuss Delhi's deteriorating law and order situation. Let's now look at this ground report filed by my colleague on the murder of this 19-year-old Delhi University student, Nikhil Chauhan.
निखिल करता क्या था पढ़ाई के अलावा?
निखिल पढ़ाई के अलावा फोटो शूट, वीडियो में मॉडलिंग करता था।
पुलिस ने अभी 2 आरोपियों को पकड़ा है, और क्या पुलिस आपको बता रही है उनके बारे में?
पुलिस ने हमें 2 आरोपियों के बारे में नहीं बताया। अच्छा। हमें अभी कुछ भी नहीं मालूम। हमें अब सुबह से बुला रखा है। अभी
सुबह से बुला रखा है। यहाँ पे किस लिए बुलाया और क्या बातचीत करी पुलिस ने अभी तक आपसे?
अभी तो हमें बोल रहा बैठ जाओ बस, और कोई बात ही नहीं हुई है।
सुबह से आप यहाँ बैठे हो, कितनी देर से बैठे हुए हैं?
7:45 बजे से आ रखे हैं।
देश की राजधानी दिल्ली में एक छात्र की चाकू मारकर कॉलेज के बाहर ही हत्या कर दी गई, और छात्र का गुनाह सिर्फ इतना था कि उसने आरोपी छात्रों को अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड से छेड़खानी करने का विरोध किया था। बस यही बात नागवार गुजरी थी आरोपियों को और आज निखिल नाम के छात्र की हत्या कर दी गई। दरअसल ये पूरा वाकया साउथ वेस्ट दिल्ली के आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज का है। ये आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज में निखिल पढ़ता था, वहीं पर आरोपी भी पढ़ते थे। ये बीए ऑनर्स के ओपन लर्निंग में पढ़ते थे और बताया जा रहा है पुलिस के मुताबिक कि कुछ दिन पहले निखिल की गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ आरोपियों ने छेड़खानी की थी, जिसका विरोध निखिल ने किया था। और उसके बाद आज जब दोपहर में आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज में ये लोग पढ़ने आए, यहाँ पर क्लास ले रहे थे कि फिर एक बार निखिल और आरोपियों के बीच में बहस हुई और आरोपी छात्र निखिल को लेकर कॉलेज के बाहर आए और 10 कदम की दूरी पर यहाँ पर निखिल से एक बार फिर झगड़ा किया गया और अचानक जो आरोपी छात्र थे वो 4 लोग थे, उन लोगों ने निखिल के ऊपर चाकुओं से वार शुरू कर दिया। निखिल को कई चाकू मारे गए और उसके बाद यहाँ से आरोपी फरार हो गए। इसके बाद आसपास के लोगों ने तुरंत पुलिस को इत्तला दी गई। निखिल को अस्पताल में भर्ती कराया गया, लेकिन डॉक्टरों ने निखिल को मृत घोषित कर दिया गया। लगभग 12:30 बजे की दिन में ये वारदात है। चलती हुई सड़क है। आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज में ये आरोपी छात्र और जो मृतक छात्र है वो लोग क्लास ले रहे थे, जिसके बाद उसको बाहर लेकर के आए और यहाँ पर हत्या की वारदात को अंजाम दिया गया। पुलिस का कहना है कि निखिल पश्चिम बिहार का रहने वाला था और आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज की ओपन लर्निंग में बीए फर्स्ट ऑनर का छात्र था और जब उसने विरोध किया आरोपियों से कि उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ छेड़खानी ना की जाए, तो बस इसी बात का गुस्सा आरोपियों में था और 4 लोगों ने मिलकर के निखिल की बेरहमी से चाकू मारकर हत्या किया। फिलहाल पुलिस ने आरोपियों की पहचान कर ली है और जल्द ही गिरफ्तार करने का दावा कर रही है। लेकिन बात अपने आप में चौंकाती है कि किस तरीके से सिर्फ छेड़खानी का विरोध किया था पीड़ित छात्र ने, जिसके बाद जो आरोपी थे उन लोगों का गुस्सा इतना ज्यादा भड़क गया कि उन्होंने निखिल की जान लेने तक से गुरेज नहीं किया और एक छात्र की जो उसके साथ में पढ़ता था उसके यानी कि अपने सहयोगी सहपाठी छात्र की हत्या कर डाली। फिलहाल पुलिस इस पूरे मामले में जांच करे और आसपास के सीसीटीवी फुटेज को भी खंगाला जा रहा है।
Well, let's certainly hope that things get better. At the moment, it is very clear that these crimes are making the residents of Delhi feel absolutely unsafe. Well, with that, it's a wrap on the show. Thanks for watching.
Backstabbing is the khasiyat of Sharad Pawar politics.
We all call him the walking, talking encyclopedia.
Nobody has been able to actually frame Pawar.
और ये शरद पवार की भूमिका नहीं निभा रहे, ये ललिता पवार की भूमिका निभा रहे।
Pawar came into politics just ahead of Maharashtra coming into being, 59-60 onward. So still he is relevant. And the importance of Pawar is that he is never out of use, you know, the expiry date kind of a thing. You know, he's always contemporary. He's always on the move. He tries to understand. He's not like other politicians who think they have arrived, you know. So this is the beauty of Pawar, and he's one of the most hard-working politicians.
We all call him the walking, talking encyclopedia. When I think I'm going to go and discuss something which is probably new for him, I get a rude shock because he knows more than me.
It starts with 1978 when he backstab. Backstab was the word used by then, you know. I mean, since then it started sticking to him. Vasant Patil government, he was part of it. And the blessing for that, I mean, it came after that. It's been reported also, widely written also about Nikhil Chauhan's idea basically to dislodge the government. But the actual action of dislodging was led by Mr. Pawar.
Backstabbing is the khasiyat of Sharad Pawar politics. It is always better for his political discourse, political suitability to work with Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray was just puppet of NCP and Congress.
There has been consistent effort, concerted effort to frame Pawar into certain color. It started with 1992-93 onwards. So there is so much of media creation about Pawar's so-called untrustworthy or not trustworthy image.
The most consistent feature of the Maratha strongman style of politics is his unpredictability. Pawar likes to keep his adversaries as well as his confidants guessing. This has ensured his political longevity. He has also outwitted those who call him a regional leader and stayed relevant in national politics.
Despite having political rivals, political challengers at different political places, nobody has been able to actually frame Pawar.
He was never relevant politician at India level, all India level. He remained Maharashtra level politician, but it is very unfortunate and sad on part of Sharad Pawar. Because of his policies, casteist politics, now he not only remained as a even Maharashtra politician, he now became leader of one caste.
If there is one leader who stands tall and who everybody feels like going and confiding in, and here I'm not talking about my party, I'm